Maybe you're an incredible athlete, or maybe you're just someone who's been spending a lot of time working out and you need to recover. Well, there's a great way to do it here in our valley at All Points North Lodge. Hyperbaric Chamber, NexGen, is here to greet us and give us so much more information about it. And man, do I have a crew with me this morning on the couch. Nico, Dr. Patel, and then Nina O'Brien. Thank you guys for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Maddie. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we want to jump right into it.
Let's do it.
We've got a lot of information. There's a lot that this does for people and what they're doing and how they're kind of making their way through it. So give us all the information.
Well, I'd love to. So my name's Nico Brown. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for NexGen Hyperbaric. And NexGen Hyperbaric is a cutting-edge company, and we offer hyperbaric oxygen therapy in many different clinics, focused in two major areas, one on the medical side and then one on the sports performance and recovery side. All of our physicians and all of our treatment is done under physician supervision, and everyone has the world-class training, and we have world-class experience. And would love to introduce Dr. Bindesh Patel here on my left, who's one of our top doctors.
Amazing. And this treatment works for so many things. And so as the top doctor leading this, what are some of the things that it really helps with?
Well, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, it's the application of 100% oxygen in a pressurized setting with physician and technician supervision for each patient. Primary uses for hbot is for wound healing purposes. It certainly has its older applications with diving sickness and carbon monoxide poisoning. But recently we're looking into helping train and treat athletes for recovery, including potentially traumatic brain injuries, concussion protocols, and in Nina's case for recovery and being able to get back onto the slopes sooner and quicker, without delay. And it will help with, reduction of edema, improvement of oxygenation, and overall just a improvement in performance.
Which is so cool, and this is something that every time I swear you guys come on or I get to learn more, I'm like, wow, my mind is being blown by how much it does. And so Nina, as someone who is such a nonstop athlete, a woman on the move, if you will, you use this to help after big training, and you use this kind of as part of your big regimen that you do regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. Ski racing, we spend a ton of time on the mountain, traveling to all these different resorts, but a big part that you don't see behind the scenes is all the conditioning and the work over the summer that it takes to get ready for the season. And so for me, I've been using hyperbaric oxygen therapy really in between that, those training sessions, those fitness workouts, to get the most out of my recovery period, so then I can hit the next conditioning session even harder.
Which is really impressive because, what you guys do is absolutely insane. You guys are pushing your body to the limits and then flying down a mountain at top speeds. One of those falls can totally devastate a ski season, and so it's really important that you have your muscles and your joints and your body just ready to take on all of that.
Yeah, for me, it's crucial. It's become a huge part of my training, and it also gives me a little bit more confidence that I'm doing everything I can. I also know that oxygen under pressure is really great for your brain and your focus, and the mental aspect of skiing is a huge part of performing on race day, so I love taking advantage of that side as well.
I can only imagine. And you've been nonstop going right now. You've been training not only here, as you're here right now, and taking full advantage of the hyperbaric chamber and the treatments, but also you're all over the country, all over the world.
I know, it's all getting started. I was just in Switzerland for a training camp a couple weeks ago, and I'm headed back on Wednesday, so we're getting going.
A woman on the move, Nina O'Brien. And so if you're not a professional athlete who is using this as a treatment, if you're maybe just someone in your day-to-day life, what other benefits does it have?
Well, that's probably something that's going to be looked into to be able to apply that, in recovery, cognition. Certainly, there are some currently accepted indications that are more along the medical lines, for diabetic foot ulcers, for individuals that may have radiation tissue injuries, for individuals that have recently undergone surgical grafts or flaps to help preserve, to ensure that they don't have to go back to the operating room. But that is something that NexGen is going to be looking to expand upon, treatment protocols and indications. But certainly the focus right now is on sports medicine.
Which is really important, and especially here in our valley, just as so many people are participating in downhill mountain biking, which is accident prone, skiing, snowboarding. I mean, I know people that walk out of their house and hit a patch of ice, and there goes their wrist or their elbows. And so it's important that people know that they have this option right here in Vail.
That's absolutely right. And we have a clinic up at the All Points North Lodge, and it's available to the public. But I would add that, on top of the other indications that Dr. Patel mentioned, there's evidence that's emerging right now that shows that hyperbaric oxygen therapy may actually slow the effects of aging and really improve cognition, focus, and a number of these things. Actually, Nina was sharing an experience that she had after using hyperbaric oxygen therapy and then going to Switzerland. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was mentioning, we were talking earlier about how we were talking about the conditioning piece, and right before I left for camp, I was hitting the hardest week of my summer training. And during that week, I treated in the hyperbaric chamber 3 days in a row. And throughout the days, as I should have been getting more and more tired, I actually saw my resting heart rate come down each consecutive day after the hyperbaric training. So for me, that was really cool to see that the numbers, they didn't lie. I mean, I was getting more recovered after those treatments when, in theory, I probably should have been becoming more tired.
Yeah, it's putting in the work and then seeing the results, not only for you as an athlete, but for you guys to have such an incredible device right here. And there's some preparation that needs to go into it if you are interested in doing it. Because I've talked to you guys, I have a bad shoulder. I actually just went to the orthopedic surgeon. Looks like I'm going to need another shoulder surgery in the coming year. And so this would be a great option after my shoulder surgery to kind of come in and help my recovery move along a little bit.
Absolutely. It can be a great adjunctive modality for recovery, for post-operative care, especially for orthopedics.
Amazing. So if I wanted to come in, I need to get a chest x-ray first just to make sure that there's no issues with my lungs, correct?
Well, that will be ordered by the treating physician, absolutely. There'll be, as with most physicians, they'll go through a previous, past medical history and ensure that there are going to be no contraindications to the treatment. And if any blood work and or imaging needs to be ordered, it'll be, taken care of.
Perfect. So people can kind of set up everything and get going on these treatments, which, now you have an Olympic hopeful telling you how amazing they are and how well that they work. So it's worth the time and kind of the hoops you got to jump through to get it, but people should do it. And where can they do it? How can they set it up?
So you can go to our website at nexgenhyperbaric.com and get all the information that you need there, and then speak to your doctor about the indications, and we'll set it all up for you.
Oh my gosh. Guys, thank you so much for coming in this morning and giving us all of this great information. Make sure that if you're recovering from anything, it doesn't matter if it's orthopedic surgeon or orthopedic surgery like I possibly might have to have, or maybe you have a diabetic foot ulcer, any of these things, or maybe you've just been training really hard and you need to give your body that break. This is a great way to do it. Make sure that you check out NexGen Hyperbaric Oxygen Therapy taking place at All Points North Lodge, which is at the old lodge at Cordillera. It's a great facility. They've got a state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line machine. I wanted to say that both at the same time and tried to combine it. Coming up next, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so stay tuned.